Hi there, how are you doing? This is Kali from TechFanciers. So I have recently updated to Windows 11 on my Lenovo Ideapad 330. So in this video, we are going to see some things about how I updated and what are all the things I did and what are all the problems I'm facing and how it is working. So all the things we'll see in this video. So stay tuned. So I just made the slide. So I just made a slide. So this video is not entirely a scripted one. So if you are wondering, we are going to see some things like how the startup is working and what are the wallpapers we are having. This is not important for some people. Well, there are some new wallpapers in Windows 11 and how the new refreshed store and how I got updated to Windows 11 officially and how the performance is there and is there any performance flaws and things, any errors or blue screen problem, or what are the problems, and the display driver, it is an important thing, so how the display driver is going, so those things, and is it compatible with my AMD Radeon. So and next thing we'll see about the Geekbench score, which I mostly don't do, but I thought okay, it's good to show you this Geekbench. So there are some things I have to explain when doing it. We'll see this go along. And resource usage, so how much resource it is taking when it is in idle, and what are the useful features which I feel when compared to Android 10, sorry, Windows 10. So we'll first start with the startup. So startup screens are basically earlier like Windows 10, but here there are some refreshed changes in terms of the animation that is actually good in my opinion, and it's more minimal and it has a audio or sound effect when turning on it. So you may be wondering why it is faster in my computer, whether you may be having a same laptop which takes some around like 10 to 15 seconds. Here it is like 3 to 4 seconds. Why? Because I have changed the storage from hard disk to solid state. So that video I will give in the card. You can go and watch it. So yeah, once we get into this, we will go to the wallpaper. So this is how the screen looks like, and this is this is not a system wallpaper, this I have just changed. Here you have the start and here you have all the things. So if you don't like in the centralized icons, you can change it like Windows 10 by moving this to left side in the task settings. In task behavior, here you can change it to left. So in terms of wallpaper, if you have right click, you can see the refreshed design here too, and if you go to personalize, you can see the wallpaper. So these are some 6 wallpapers which we have, or more than that. And if you go here, you can just recently check this, and this is one of the default wallpaper. And how we can open this, and we have solid colors, and we have some slideshows which which is the option we would have had in earlier Windows 7 or 10. So this is the default wallpaper. This is how it looks when you install first time the Windows 11. So I just used this wallpaper. So this is not a default one, this one is one of the wallpaper that I have. And so that's pretty much it. And the second thing we'll see about the store. So a lot of people are excited about the new Windows Store, especially the key point of getting the Android apps inside Windows 11. But I don't know, but it's still not here. Even in the launch, it is still not here with us, so you can't use any Android apps. But there are some visible changes in terms of the user experience and user interface. So I am using some of the application from the Windows Store, like as you see, especially Python or Kiwi. So these are actually working fine. The compatibility is fine as like Android 10, sorry, Windows 10. So, but there are a lot of default apps, especially Microsoft Teams. Even if you use or don't use, it will sit uh, in your app list. So that's one of the hectic. And next thing we'll see about this how I updated. So I am not haven't used any sneaky workaround or any image download. I was using Windows 10 Pro, and from there I just got Windows 11 update by changing the I just got update by changing the streamline. So if you are wondering what is a streamline, I gave the name as a streamline. So if you go to Windows Insider program, here you can change the streamline. So now there are three. They are div channel. Sorry, it's a channel. So I just said it as a streamline. So we have three streamlines, which is like preview channel, beta channel, and device dev. So these three options will get enabled once you accept the terms and condition of Windows Insider program. You can either do it from here, or you can just log in with your Microsoft account in the Chrome or in any web browser for say Microsoft Edge, and from there you can activate the beta channel. You can use a dev channel, but it's mostly rough, and most of the newest code will be there, of course, but it will be a low stability. But why I'm not choosing a dev is I most of the time I use my laptop for some important work related thing, editing and all. So if anything goes wrong, I may lose data or I have to downgrade. So those problems and all will be there. So I just chose some beta channel. In the beta channel we have the version of we currently have the version of Windows 11 Insider 10.0.22.000.100. So this one I got recently updated, and from the initial you can see I have received a lot of updates. So I have been using it for like 1 or 2 months now. So yeah, August I have updated it, so still now I'm using it. Whether I have idea to go back, well, I have it after recording this video. So this is how it working. This is how the way you need to install the Windows 11. Once you have the Windows 10 Pro, you can Windows 10 or Windows 10 Pro, I'm not sure which the build, but if you have Windows 10 Windows 10 Pro, it will definitely work. You just need to change the channel and you need to wait for some time. So once the channel is reverted, and you can check for the update, it will download the latest beta version of Windows 11 through the Insider program, and it will download it. It will comes like 4 to 6 GB, I think. So once you download it, it will ask for some few times of restart. Once it's restarted, you will be end up with Windows 11. So next thing is very important about it is like performance. So I would say like when comparing, I'm not going to compare it with anything else, but I'm going to compare with my previous Windows 10. So after upgrading my RAM and the solid state, it was working fine. I was receiving a very good productivity from this machine. So when comparing to Windows 10, whether it is stable, it is stable, but I would say in 95% if you compare with 100% in Windows 10, only 5% of time it is has some issues. I would say the issues like glitches somewhere in the animations. Most of the time I don't feel, but sometimes I feel it is not cope with my actions most of the time, or sometime few of the time. So most of the time it works fine, and the problem that I face a lot is they have removed the they have removed the refresh button. So you don't worry, you can refresh the things in here. Also the paste and renaming features also have changed. So if you have to rename, you have to you will be having a rename option in this icon. So this is cut, this is copy and this is rename. Earlier it was in this list, but now it is moved as a icons. I don't know whether I will use the pin to start or compress more often than the cut or paste or renaming it. So yeah, and so coming back to performance, when compared to Windows 10, it is fine. It is not the worst. Also, it is not the best, but I'm getting the performance which I need. So to summarize this part, it is, I would say, safely say it is fine. You can use Windows 11 beta version. I don't recommend for a day-to-day use, but if you want to test some things and you need to want to take a taste or a look of the new experience, you can go ahead and change your channel and you can update to the beta. Now we'll talk about the problems. So when it comes to problems, it is not much of the problem. It is mostly there are a lot of refreshed UI changes when compared to Windows 8 or 10. So especially the taskbar, it is actually centered, which I like the most, but some of the things I feel it is taking some time to get around it, especially this Wi-Fi toggle. Earlier it was different. I used it to right click and it will happen, but it is now all in same control and I have to click and I need to go inside it. So those problems are there, but still there are some good amount of changes happened in terms of the seeing the notification or calendar. Those things are actually great, and I can directly enable the focus mode in here. So those are some of the problems, and still we have some problem, like the major one is the display driver. And I would say, I have to say that when I was, if you are a fresh installer of Windows 11, Microsoft won't allow it, I believe. So if you are installing through any ISO or something, I'm not sure how the drivers thing will work, because where I was as I said, I was installing the Windows 11 from the Windows 10. It is direct update. So earlier that Windows 10 had all the important or necessary drivers like display driver, audio driver, everything. So I believe it took all the driver from the old Windows 10. So it was all the audio and video things, everything is working fine here in now. But when I try to change some settings in my AMD Radeon graphics, I'm unable to find the software. Here I have the app. If I open it, it is saying this version of driver doesn't match. So try after uploading the latest version. Even I tried to upload the latest drivers, but it is not working well. So I just went to the store and the software is not at all there. Even I was having the software installed, application installed in here, but it's not seems to be working. So that's kind of a thing which you need to consider, but the driver things and all working fine. Whichever setting I made in the previous Windows 10, it was getting in here. So we need to wait for some time to get the AMD driver. At least in the time of recording, I had this issue. But if you want to change, I have to explain that we have something called virtual resolution, which you can enable it through the GPU. Here that option is still there. That is really good thing. So my monitor's native resolution is 720 pixel, but I currently just moved to 180. Even I can move it to 2K. So that is a thing which you will get only after installing the driver. So that is there in here. And second thing is sometimes I do face some crashes when crashes in terms of turning on the laptop. It is not entirely crash and it restart multiple times. It is like the sound effect is happening, right? So sometimes that sound effect will have some glitches, or it won't even come. So that kind of problem I was facing. So very minor problems I'm facing, I'm just nitpicking it to tell that still it has some problem when compared to my productivity apps like Adobe things and other my programming stuffs and editing stuffs, all are working fine without any issue. I didn't face any problem in terms of any lag or crash. Most often it happened in Windows 10 with some tools, but now it got fixed. It's working actually great. So now we'll see about the Geekbench. I never ran the Geekbench before, so I just now installed it. We'll see how it is going. I don't even know the score. Maybe it has a different score than your laptop due to the reason it has a SSD and other upgrade like 20 GB of RAM. It may varies from your computer to this computer. So yeah, we'll just run it and we'll see. So if you are wondering, this is the spec. It is Lenovo Ideapad 330, which is AMD Ryzen 5 2500U processor. So we'll just run it. Also, while running this Geekbench, the system also recording the video through the OBS. So we'll see. Okay, so this is our score. The single core CPU, single core score is 641 and multi-core is 2071. I'm not sure whether how much it is better. So, is there have any comparison which they have it in here? That will be great. How I can compare it with the other things? So what I will do is I will just open this model. Okay, so we have less score than the actual actual Geekbench score. So here we have tried, it was like 641 and we are solidly getting 800 in someone's machine with 2726, which is actually good. So it is running in Windows 10 and it has 2 channels of DDR4 8 GB RAM and we have a 12 channel 920 GB RAM. So it's actually reduced the performance when compared to, I would say, 641 and 800 is totally too much difference. 160 core, that is actually very big number. In everywhere it got reduced, so especially where it got, so 80x STC, see the writing speed was good actually in here. Yeah, that's what about the Geekbench score. Maybe it is because due to I'm recording the screen and audio everything, so and Chromes and all running. So yeah, maybe it will be having a high number of scores. Just you, if you are having a same machine, I would request you to check for the Geekbench score, Geekbench 5, and give you your results. Ninth thing that we are going to take and see is resource manager. So how much resource does it take? So mostly it is, I would say, in most of the core, if I have to explain about Windows 11, most of the core is same like the Windows 10. So the core features and core things and core performance and core, whatever the core it will come, that core doesn't change. So the extra things and extra features and extra slippage of the performance and things may happen in the Windows 11. So in terms of the usage, it is actually fine. and I'm solidly having a free space of 60 to 75 percentage every time. And the RAM usage is I would say it got increased. I'm actually happy that multitasking is actually fine with this, and I'm able to edit the video at the same time. I'm able to use the Adobe After Effects or those things, which is more common in Windows 10. Also, it is working same like sometimes better, better than the Windows 10. So that's about the resource taking. It doesn't use much of your resource for your default apps. Some app like for I would say Teams, my gamers Teams, so it won't use for those and all much. So the Geekbench score, I'm not sure. Maybe it is because the OBS is running. If I am not running the OBS, see, this one is taking 20 percentage of usage. Maybe if you calculate the 20 percentage with this 60 120, so mostly it is matching with the 800 score. So that's about it. So there is no much difference in terms of performance and the resource management. You are updating this one, so what will be the use case? You should have some use cases, right? Based on that you can judge whether we can install it or not. But in my case, I purely installed Windows 11 just to record this video, or just to take a taste how it is working and how and all it is going. And if you are someone who use your machine for your primary work and things, I don't recommend you to go for a beta program or a dev program. So I would request to install it in your in an sandbox or in a virtual box. So from that you can check the Windows how it is working and how the UA and all got this one. Also, even if you get the official update, you just wait for some week, 1 or 2, and then make sure all your work related files and things will be working. So yeah, the first feature that I feel mostly useful is the multi window, which actually works in Windows 10. But here, if I hover here, it is actually giving the good number of options to check whether how where I need to put the window. Especially whenever I'm tracking some stocks or making the chart, it is actually helping me to put the charts in different location. So this is only one feature which I feel useful somehow. So yeah, the second thing is this calendar, which is actually I feel it is good. I like the design actually, so which is giving some rich feeling of Windows. And this centralized this thing, it is good. That's all for the features, not entirely a game changer or anything like worth upgrading. Also, the one feature which I wanted to test is the gaming, that Amazon's Android application thing, but it is not gonna happen in any time soon. So that is the only thing that I wanted to test in the Android 11. But overall it is actually a good upgrade. There is not much update the changes in terms of the core things. It is just kind of a UI refresh. This start menu, it is actually useful, and the one feature, it is not a feature, it's actually a cut down. This Alexa, sorry, it's Cortana. So which I don't use more often, or I never even use the Cortana entirely from the Windows 8 or 10. So now they have removed it. That is really actually a good thing. So I can directly click this, and no ever loading or not, no ever required of any internet connection. I can directly search for the applications whichever I need, and I can directly open it. That is actually a good thing. So these are some of the useful features which I got on this UI refresh. So that's pretty much it. That's for the video. I just thought to show some things, and I would have written some scripts or something to elaborate it with a way. but I thought, okay, it will be good if I how I feel when using it. If I explained it, express the feelings, you will be able to understand it very well how actually it is working. So that's about the video, and feel free to give your comments and give your views how it is working. Hope some of you are having some good number of Lenovo so good number of audience having the Lenovo Ideapad 330. So if you are wondering whether you can install Windows 11, well, you can. It is actually working. All the requirements are met in this laptop, so it is future proof for at least 1 or 2 years. And you might be wondering why he's never talk about the battery life or audio quality or video quality. It is same like Windows 10, so there is not much of a change. Here you have a uh, same options like best performance, balanced power efficiency, and you have some new UI here in Bluetooth network. So it's just getting like an Android, I believe. So yeah, also you have a dedicated gaming mode which I haven't tested. I didn't play any game in this after updating the Windows 11, but it should be fine. You will be able to play games just like Windows 10. So I would have made a video on what are the systems or settings are there, new UA changes and all, but you would have seen it multiple times even in the launch event. So this is pretty much it. This is just a Lenovo Ideapad 330 how it is working. So thank you for watching. Quote motto.